Hey team, Jen here. I am making this video today to welcome you to week one. But I do want to say that before you watch this video, I want to make sure that you've watched the video that I included in my previous announcement, my welcome announcement. This video will help you get your bearings in this course, and I need you to watch that video before you watch this one. So welcome to week one. As I outlined in my welcome video, these videos serve a very particular purpose and function in the course. And I do expect that you will watch these overview videos every single week. And I also want you to keep in mind that if you prefer to read the transcript of any videos, YouTube does offer a transcript service. It's an embedded function in every video in YouTube. So there is an option with the YouTube video to just click on a button and you'll be able to see the transcript of the video there. So I just want to put that out there for you. I also want to put out there that there's no benefit that I get from having you watch any videos that I make except knowing that my students are benefiting from this. I actually got an evaluation last term in which a student was suggesting that I was making quite a profit from these videos. So I thought to put that in there as a disclaimer before we get started. Welcome to week one. There are a couple topics that I want to cover this week. First of all, I want to talk a bit about why it's important that you upload an avatar and talk to you about how to do that. The second thing that I want to do is give you a sense about how journals work in this course and how to approach them with success. So I want to talk about how they function in the large scheme and how they function journal to journal. So you should have a good sense of that. I also want to talk about why it is integral that here in week one, you get started with your research paper, your final paper for the course. And I want to give you some tips about how to do that as early as week one. It's very important that we do have that ball rolling early in the semester. I also want to give you a little bit of insight about the readings for this week. So let me start there. This week you have the module reading that gives you an overview on quite a few things actually concerning, early America. And there's so much to consider when you're talking about early American history. And a lot of it is left out of the module for sure. So one of the things that I want you to keep in mind as you explore the module and as you click on all of the links that are there in the reading is to think about how you can complicate some of the already complicated contexts that are present in your week one readings, particularly in the letters, the letters from the Adamses. How can you take some of the issues that come out in these letters and apply them to some of the larger discourses happening during the time? I mean, as America became a nation, the politics, I mean, there's so much there, not even mentioning the treatment of the Native Americans, but also the construction of the Declaration of Independence and this sense that we are Americans, that we are becoming a nation. And not even to mention, for example, the roles that the Quakers or the Puritans played in the development of America. So there's a lot that's going on the sidelines. The module will give you the kind of bare bones to help to lead your inquiry toward the deliverables. But I think it's important to keep in mind that there's always a lot of gray matter that's surrounding the black and white. And I want to encourage you to engage that gray matter because that's what we do as graduate students, right? We explore the uncharted territory to make observations that have never been made before. So in order to do that, you have to acknowledge some of that gray matter. This is your time to do that. I want to move now to a discussion about your avatar. You will notice that in the discussion forums, an image appears next to my posts. For me, it's very, very important. It's essential that you have an image that we can relate to your post. Having an avatar is very important because in an online environment where it can feel inhuman, distant, I think it's key that we're able to associate your posts as we go along with an image. It actually helps to trigger, I found, a a sense of connection between posts that you've made throughout the term when we can have an image to associate that with. We will actually come to associate a certain personality with your image and, that we get from your posts in the discussion forum. So having an image serves a lot of purposes. It humanizes you. It allows a kind of trajectory of association in which we look back and are able to follow your lines of inquiry and your thought processes through this course. And it helps me so much to connect, feel like I'm connecting with you, which is so important to me. If you don't have an avatar on your account already, it's such a simple process. And you can include a picture of your favorite tree, your water bottle, whatever. It doesn't have to be your face. If you click on the link that is in the upper right-hand corner of your screen when you're logged into Blackboard, you'll notice that your name is there, and there's a little pull-down menu. When you do that pull down menu, you'll have an option that says settings. Once you go to settings, the rest should be crystal clear. You'll be able to edit your profile and upload an image right there. I want to move on now to talk a little bit about how journals work. Right here in Module 1, we get our feet wet with the importance of the epistolary genre. Now, the epistolary genre is so dominant in early American writings, of course, but also it's a thread that American writers of fiction follow through with throughout our history, even today. So the epistolary format has been so important, perhaps even before epistles or letters were part of the cultural discourse. I mean, it's a form of communication, right? It's a form of I have something to tell you and you're going to hear me out. That possibly has, origins, well, obviously way before, written works. Of course, it has origins in oral tradition is what I'm trying to get out. So as we come to the epistolary genre, it's important to note how it functions as a form of communication, but also as we go up through the term, to think about how it functions as a literary genre. Here we are exposed to some nonfiction epistolary works between John Adams and his wife, and we have a chance to look at this genre in action, in reality, if you will. So what you take from this helps to inform the journal deliverable, which you're going to have to write every couple weeks. Now, here's what I have to tell you about this journal deliverable. You should be writing in your journal every single week. Now, when you write in a journal, it's supposed to express more than anything else your close reading practices. Close reading takes a wide variety of forms, right? So first and foremost, when you close read a text critically and personally, you're responding to what you read in an emotional, logical, visceral, tangible way. The list can go on and on. But you're having a response to that text. We all have different ways of close reading texts. We all have things that we tend to look for when we're reading text, things that we care about based on our experiences, right? It can involve things like making marks in the margin, questioning lines of inquiry, asserting perspectives, really taking to task the text. It could be, for some of us today, extending beyond close reading. It could be entering hyper reading. I'm a hyper reader. When you're reading a text and you're constantly pulling in things from the outside, you're researching on the internet, you have 17 tabs up, you have 3 computers in front of you, plus your Kindle. And while you're reading, you're constantly engaging a variety of multimedia to help to inform how you read. As you're reading, it might remind you of something and you'll quickly do that. That's called hyper reading. So maybe you're a hyper reader. There's also a way of reading called machine reading, in which you are word mining the text. If you have a Kindle or a digital text, you could machine read by doing word searches, how many times does this word occur? Where do these words occur? Paying attention to structure. This is something that's really related to early formalism, I think, but with a new name. Call it word mining and machine reading. So you want to make sure that you're close reading the text. Now, your journal is the place where you input all of the really exciting things that are happening to you while you're reading these texts. Any kind of fireworks that are going off, anything that you're thinking of, ways that you're coming to terms with the text. The journal is a private document between just you and me. So it gives me a very unique way to take a glimpse of what's going on in your mind circuits surrounding this novel. Now, as an English major, I'm expecting that it's going to be the 4th of July in these journals, right? This is your way to informally engage these texts. And oh my God, what is more delicious than informally engaging text just at the point of reading, at the point of engagement, and just totally exploding on the page about what you're finding. It's amazing. So these journals are between you and I. Now you'll notice that in week 1 you have a journal guide post. These guideposts are designed to help to inform you about the busy work that you'll need to do for your first journal assignment. A guidepost is preliminary writing. The journal submission will not be until week 2. So you can follow the journal guidepost. It's there to guide you. It's there to give you insights that will be helpful. But you can include in your journal any old information that you want me to see that you're thinking of while you're reading. So important. These kinds of writings, that's what informs publishable books. That's what informs the kind of articles that are going to be peer reviewed and published. It all starts with this kind of journal writing. Not only that, but it also contributes to our learning of the epistolary genre, which is going to be so important as we go on. So that's what I have for you this week. One note is please do watch the supplementary videos that I have included for you here. One of those is about how to interact in the discussion forums. It gives you some really salient tips about how to make sure that students are reading your posts, how to make sure that you're getting the most readers, and how to make sure that you're going above and beyond the expectations of this course. If you go above and beyond the expectations of this course, only you are going to win, right? You are going to move closer toward your objectives and move closer to being the kind of academic that you want. And that's something that can't be graded, something that you cannot put a grade on. It's something that is exceptional. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And I hope you don't find me too cheesy here at the beginning of week 1. Best of luck to you. Please reach out to me if you have any questions, and I'll see you here next week. Bye for now.